Do they allow you to
And
speak in English?
yeah,
Because most
initially,
of the time, the people who don't speak in English language, they never allow you to speak in other language. You know,
Mhm.
do they allow you to speak in English?
I
You learn
took
English
admission.
from radio.
Yeah, radio only because no one was speaking English.
Okay,
Radio.
yes.
That was the only medium that we can listen English. No one was speaking English.
But I can
Even
say you were very aware about it, that you what you were listening at that time, you remember all the things that what you are listening. They are speaking in English. If you are self motivated, then you can get to know about that they are speaking English. I should also speak the same. But if you're not aware, if you're not self motivated, whether they are speaking in English, in Chinese, you will not listen them properly. You will switch the channel. You will change the channel. So you were self motivated at that time when you used
definitely.
to listen radio. Am I visible?
Yes, ma'am, you are visible and audible
Okay,
too.
sir. Welcome to the session. How are you?
I'm doing great, ma'am. Thank you for asking. I'm doing great. Yeah.
Okay. Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Maharashtra.
Okay, that's why you're putting gamcha. What is called gamcha, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We call
Okay,
it
okay.
Rumal.
Rumal.
Yeah, Rumal. Gamcha is
Is it
also
small? It is small in size?
no, it is big in size.
Okay,
It
still
is
you
big
call
in
it rumal.
yeah.
Okay, that's good.
We
Mm-hmm.
always we always use it on our soldier. Yeah, on our shoulder.
Mm-hmm. In
Mhm.
Haryana also they put on shoulder and they tie on their head. In
Mhm.
Haryana, Rajasthan.
Yes. But ma'am, this gamcha is used for special purpose when we perform kirtan program. There is a
Okay,
kirtan
okay.
program. That time we tie this rumal around our waist and we start kirtan because I am a
Okay,
religious
okay,
person.
okay. Yeah, I have seen so many videos. Okay,
Yeah.
so as we are connecting for the first time, so could you please introduce yourself?
Sure, ma'am. Sure. So thank you for giving me an opportunity to introduce myself. I am Bharat Maharat Panchal and I am from Maharashtra Parvani. Parvani is one of the district in Maharashtra. Yeah, and by the profession, I am a teacher. I am a government primary teacher
Okay,
working
wow.
at a primary school for the last 29 years. And apart from that, I'm a religious preacher. Yeah, I deliver speeches in the around yeah in the various villages. Yeah, in my mother tongue Marathi. Yeah, and
Wow,
as
that's
far as
amazing.
yeah, and I have completed my graduation. Yeah, and I like to read religious books and watch cricket. Yeah, that's all from my side, ma'am. Please,
So
ma'am.
you have
Now,
been working as a teacher for 29 years.
oh yes, ma'am. 29
Wow.
years. Yes.
So when did you start teaching? In, I think, in 1994, I think.
95, 95.
Five,
Yeah.
five, five, five. I
I
was
start.
born in 1992.
Oh, I see. Miss, just you were 3 years old when I joined this job.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So at that time you were very educated. So how many members were there at that time when you were doing your graduation, and how many members were there in your family before getting married?
Means you are asking the family background in 1995.
Yes. At that time, like about your siblings, about your parents.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes. So back then, I have 6 to 7 members in my family as my father, mother, and I was having 2 brothers and 2 sisters. Means I have 4 siblings, including me. I am the fifth sibling. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So how many of them can speak English like you?
None of them, none of them
Okay.
speak English. Yeah. I
How
can.
did you get how did you get motivation to speak this language? Who
Yeah,
motivates you?
yeah. As far as motivation is concerned, ma'am, I don't know why, but I'm enthusiastic about English. I'm having a passion about English from my childhood. Yeah, whenever
Okay.
someone was speaking English, so I was getting attracted. So when I will speak English like that, so this was my wish that I could speak English sometime. Yeah,
So
and
self motivation.
Yeah, yeah. And from fifth standard to 12th standard, I got above 80% marks in English.
Wow.
Yeah. And from fifth standard, because English was introduced to me in the fifth standard.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
What did you
yes,
what did your teacher used to say about you when you were in school?
yeah, because one teacher was there, he always motivated me. I like to listen his English. Yeah.
Okay.
But one thing he told me that English is very hard language because this
Okay.
language has came from beyond the seven seas. He used to say,
Okay.
and so I think that
So what do you think
now
about it? What do you think
hmm,
about it? Is it actually hard?
not at all because English is just a language. How can
Language.
it hard out? But
Hmm.
most of the students in Maharashtra, I see that they are scared of English,
Okay.
and I think that something teachers are responsible to create this fear about English language.
Yes. As like that, your teacher, he used to say
Yeah.
that it is a very difficult language.
Mhm.
We
So
should not
when
tell this type
teachers,
of word to any student, right?
mhm.
We should
So
always praise them. We should always motivate them that you could do this, you can do that. But you
yes,
should
yes.
not tell that you can't do this is very difficult language. Mhm.
Mhm. But
Mhm.
back then, what happened? Every students thought that it is a subject, not a language, and they
Very
studied
true.
it by
Very
that.
true. In government school, still a student thinks this is not a language, this is only a subject. They consider it a subject only. And
Mhm.
teacher also make them understand this is also a subject. This is not a language. They never tell them that this is a language, you can also speak this language.
Mhm.
That's why they never try to speak it.
And that time, teaching method was very unique. Only they read the English sentence and translate it into mother tongue. That was the way.
Yes. But now we
And
don't do this.
no, no, no.
So
We
what do
don't.
you teach in your school? Like all subject do you teach?
Yeah, normally we have to deal with any subject because as a primary teacher, we teach to 8 standards. So we have to teach any subject. But uh, keeping in view my interest towards English, my headmaster always yeah, tells me to teach English. So I right now I teach English to 6th and 7th standard.
So how do you make them understand?
Yeah, I found the same thought in their mind that they are very afraid and they do not utter English, they do not speak English. But now, whenever I go to my class, so always I encourage them to speak English, whatever English they can speak. You sit down, and I have given them instructions. Whatever sentences we have to use in the class. Yeah, I have told them that you try to speak as much as possible. Make mistakes
Very,
because if you want to learn something, it is very necessary to make mistakes first. Yeah.
very true, very true. You are really a good teacher for them.
Thank- Yeah, yeah.
They must
So,
be they must be very happy with you to learn
yeah,
things from you. Yes,
definitely. And I told them whenever you want to speak with me, you try to speak me in English. If
very good.
you do not know any
You give
word,
them,
use. Yeah.
yeah, you provide them that environment. You give them freedom. You give them freedom to speak English.
Yes.
This is very good. Every teacher should do this with their
Yeah.
students because we don't want to give freedom to our student that they can speak in any way. If they are
Yeah.
speaking in a broken way, so they should speak because in initial days we make mistakes and we should not think about our mistake. And teacher make them understand, no, you can't make a mistake. This is not a right way to speak. We should not demotivate them by saying these type of words. We should always try to motivate them like now you are speaking in this way, in future you will speak better than this, so speak every day.
Of course. Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So as far as my school is concerned, I have made English atmosphere in my school.
Wow.
English. Yeah. Though I am
Sounds
very proud of my mother tongue, but
okay.
yeah, to remove the fear of English language from the minds of the students, it is very necessary. I thought that we must make English And
Indian,
there are
every Indian have that fear in their mind that we can't speak this language. When I was in school, now I used to think the same, that I can't speak this language. When I used to watch any serial, if somebody was speaking in English in that serial, now I used to think like I also want to speak like that person, but this is not my cup of tea. I can't speak like them. So
Mhm.
once I started speaking in a broken way, so I used to think like I can also speak like them. They are also Indian, so we both are same. So why cannot I speak? I can also speak like them.
Of course, of course. And we should inculcate this thought on the mind of
Yes,
the students. Yeah, and we should encourage
then we
them.
can speak.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So there are 8 teachers in my school, but whenever I speak with them, I speak in English. Yeah,
Okay, and
yeah.
they
They
speak
can
in English or not? Do they speak or not?
sometimes. Yeah, they speak sometimes English. They sometimes speak in Marathi language. I don't mind, but I am
Okay.
practicing. Yeah,
Hmm. Yes, yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes. Do they allow you to
And
speak in English?
yeah,
Because most
initially,
of the time, the people who don't speak in English language, they never allow you to speak in other language. You know,
Mhm,
do they allow you to speak in English?
mhm. uh, initially, yeah, they opposed me. They rejected. They didn't like to
Okay,
speak English, but
okay.
I keep on going. Yeah, I keep on
Hmm.
speaking English with them.
You don't
So
listen them.
yeah, yeah, you didn't listen them.
Now they don't
Uh,
want to tell you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Whenever I make a call, so yeah, I try to
start
speak in
talking
English.
in English. Wow,
Let
that's
them
good.
speak in Marathi daily.
Mhm.
Because I am doing this for students. I am doing this for students now, and as I have got this platform now to practice English, so I don't need to speak English there. But I want to encourage students to use as much English. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
because
You
because
really
what
are a good teacher. Nowadays, we need this type of teacher who motivates a student. Because nowadays, teachers are also very, we can say, selfish or something. They don't want to motivate others. When I was in school, now nobody, no any teacher used to speak in English language. In like included my English teacher. She never used to teach English in English only. She used
Mhm.
to make a conversation in Hindi only, not in English properly. Like in anger, she used to talk in English only, but not normally.
Mhm. No,
I don't know
no,
why.
but
What was the
yeah.
reason? That's why na student they can't learn English easily. They feel
Mhm.
very difficulties when they start speaking. When they start learning English, they feel like this is very difficult, and they give up.
Mhm. Yes,
This should not be done in any school. If you are a school, if you are an English teacher, you should speak English in your classroom also. You should talk with your student in English only. Then they will get motivation. Then they will take interest to speak this language, to learn this language. If you teach
definitely.
as like a, if you teach like a subject, then they will not take any interest to learn this language. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
and when they
So
start taking interest, so it will too late.
definitely, definitely.
Hmm.
So, what drawbacks were there back my time? So, I want that. Yeah, it is in my hand to remove all these obstacles because that time no one was speaking English. Even teachers were not using English. So, and that time this social media was not available. Only we can listen English with radio or Doordarshan. There were no channels, so we hardly get chance to listen English. Hardly get chance to practice English. But
That's
now
why
we
I
have.
asked, how did you learn this language? When did you start learning?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, that I am very much enthusiastic about English. And when I listen to English with radio, so I thought that one time will come there. Someday I will be able to speak English. And
Okay.
I
You learned
took
English
admit,
from radio.
yeah, radio only because no one
Wow.
was speaking English.
Okay.
Radio.
Yes.
That was the only medium that we can listen English. No one was speaking English.
But I can
Even
say
me.
you were very aware about it, that you what you were listening at that time, you remember all the things that what you are listening. They are speaking in English. If you are self motivated, then you can get to know about that they are speaking English. I should also speak the same. But if you're not aware, if you're not self motivated, whether they are speaking in English, in Chinese, you will not listen them properly. You will switch the channel. You will change the channel. So you were self motivated at that time when you used
Definitely.
to listen radio, you know.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. One
Mhm.
interesting incident I would like to share with you, ma'am. In our district, there is a tourist place, and many foreigners visited that tourist place. So only I used to go there to listen their English.
Oh
As
wow.
yeah, I used to sit beside them and listen to them, though I was not able to understand their
Wow.
pronunciation. But they spoke, and I listen only because I was interested to listen their words,
This is
and
the
I
only
thought,
way to learn English or learn any language. This is the only way. Listening and speaking. These
yeah,
two things are really very important because there are so many illiterate people. They can also speak any language by listening
yeah,
only. They learn. You
definitely.
know, if you visit any tourist place, there are so many street sailor. They can speak English confidently by
Mhm.
listening only. They have
Yeah,
been
yeah.
practicing. They have been listening English since their childhood. So that's
Mm.
why they are very comfortable while speaking any language, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely, ma'am. Definitely. And if we want to learn something, so definitely we must be enthusiastic about that. We must have passion. Yeah.
Mhm.
And when we are
It's
having
very
passion, so we find time. So it's very, yeah, it's very necessary. And back then, when I was learning, all my colleagues when got job during that time, so they are not interested. And my all friends said that how can you speak English? At that time, English was not there. No one used to speak English, and only that time students managed to get 35 marks. If they get 35 marks, they are satisfied with that. I don't know the reason behind it, but I thought beyond that, and I ever wanted to speak English. And that would be the result that right now also I cannot speak fluent English, but I try to speak that.
this is good. Our English should be understandable, you know,
Yeah,
and your
definitely.
English is also understandable. Anybody can understand your English.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this is the motive only to make other understand that what I want to say, what you want to say.
yeah, yeah.
This is
Just
only a
so,
language.
ma'am, I think that you are a YouTuber, ma'am. Okay, you are.
Yes.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. So, ma'am, as a YouTuber and English trainer, so would you like to suggest something for me that
Sir,
how to be
I would
fluent?
like to take suggestion from you. You are very
Oh,
experienced person. So would you
yeah, yeah,
love to give me any advice?
yeah, yeah. Definitely, ma'am. I'm an experienced person, but not as far as English is concerned because I
No,
am
we
new.
can't
Sorry.
compare anybody's speaking. This is your way to speak in language. This is my way to speak any language. So we can't compare this. But yeah, slowly and gradually, if we are interested, so we can improve ourselves. We can learn so many vocabulary also. But if
Mm.
we are not able to do that, so it is also okay. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
yeah.
But during the speech, you have used one beautiful phrase that I like it. On the top of that, you use this phrase. Yeah, I like
Okay.
that phrase. Yeah, I, instead of using and, my teacher has told me to use on the top of that. But in the speak of speaking, so we do not recall that word. But you have beautifully recalled that word during the speech. That I like it very much.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you. Okay, sir. It was nice session with you. We will reconnect again very soon. Bye bye. Take care.
Okay.
And keep motivating your students. Bye bye.
Yeah, yeah,
Have a nice
definitely.
day.